used for AI. As you can see, most, if not all, are 100% Sahiwal. The ones that are actually not 100% Sahiwal are from the AI that we've actually done, or some Boran. We had a Boran bull some time back, and you can find the ones that are brown with patches have a lot of Boran genetics as well, but they were calved by Sahiwal cows as well. So you can see most of them are red Sahiwal, and they are very healthy.
But the stitches is nice.
Yes, and you can see some of them have a lot of milk. This is a Boran. This is a pure Boran.
Okay, this one.
This one. And this is the mom to this.
Okay.
Yes.
This white one?
That white one is a Boran as well. And these are the Sahiwal.
So they're from the...
Yeah, they're from grazing. I think that one is a bit injured, but I can let you.
Who hasn't subscribed to the YouTube channel? Wow. Farming can be beautiful. And farming can be so profitable if done right. We will do a simple arithmetic. Wow. Look at what is behind me. Look at such a bull. Wow. I'm even lacking what to say. You cannot believe that this is Kenya. This is a farmer, Namelo farm, who is doing breeding, taking it so passionately and doing it to the best in order to get such results. Now imagine you're producing maize. I'm a maize farmer myself, but when I do the arithmetic of the number of animals you would keep in an acre vis-a-vis what you'd get in livestock farming, then this would be more profitable. But it can only be profitable if you're investing in the right genetics. If an animal can be able to gain such weights, or an animal can be able to gain such a body score in that short period of time, then it means that you keep an animal that will grow very fast, that has got a good FCR, that is very resistant to diseases. Let's do the math. You are a starter, like me, who's not kept animals before. Go get your animals from the market. Just get good animals with a good, let me call them good female animals. There's a secret behind it. We are told you shouldn't get an animal that hasn't, like a heifer that hasn't given birth. You should either buy an animal that has given birth once, or is expecting to give birth. So that if you're taking it from your environment, from that environment of the market, and taking it to your farm, that animal is able to calve down. And then from there, it can be able to become expectant continuously. Now, after you get those animals from that local market with a good body score, you can come here, get yourself a breeding bull with such beautiful genetics. Of course, you'll not get 100% Sahiwal like they are here, but you'll get your first cross. Then, the continuous years, you sell off the mothers, you're remaining with the calves, you get again here, get another bull, because you have that record, a bull that is not related to the fathers of those calves that you have. Introduce again to your herd. Then you keep improving like that. Remember, you are selling off the mothers and remaining with the calves. So each year as a farmer, you ask yourself, am I going to make something? Yes, you're going to make, because you're always selling off the mothers, you're left with the calves. And remember, every calf you're left with keeps increasing the percentage of the desirable characteristics. So if an animal can get to market at such an age of less than 2 years, you have such weights, very good converters. What else are you looking for? It is not all about numbers. It's not about quantity. It's about quality. Wow. Look at that again. What can I say? So all these are pastures you've set aside.
All of them are pastures. All of them.
The ratio you're working with at the moment, like what animals per acre?
We don't really work with acreage, but we do have the paddocks, because now if we work with acreage, planning for pasture will be very difficult, because these cows are rotated sometimes. So we need the paddocks. The paddocks now, you know, easy. Ini paddock ya madume peke yake. These are just paddocks for the bulls. And these are breeding bulls and they're on sale. So the rest of the pastures have been really planned in terms of rotation, seasons, how much grass are we getting there, can we bale this one. So they have to rotate so that we can have the manure and be able to have the grass harvested and also control the grazing, such that these paddocks, no heifers enter here, or goats or sheep. So there are different paddocks for the different categories of animals. So these bulls hazijaingia kwa boma. Yani, yes. Yani hazijaingia kupanda ng'ombe. Yes. It's that one. Yes. Karibuni Namelo.
Wow.
Hi, my name is Sintamin Kaitole from Namelo Farm. Karibuni Namelo. As you can see behind us, we have a few bulls here, Sahiwal bulls, and they're breeding bulls. So I got interested in farming in a more natural way. As a Maasai, all our generations behind us, our forefathers, our grandparents, my father, we deal naturally with agriculture and livestock keeping. So as I said, Namelo is a family farm. So my father and his father have been improving the breeding all the way from the old Maasai short cows up to this point where we have now 100% Sahiwal heifers and bulls. And we are just improving our breeding and improving the output that the farm actually has, improving the feeding, and just ensuring that the farm is going to be more successful and better than where we actually found it. So I'm passionate in all livestock keeping. In fact, I'm into even beekeeping. So the bulls that you see here, before the heifers, before we even start the reproductive calendar, as we call it, we would select the heifers that are suitable for a particular bull. So we would check the background of that bull, see has it ever been introduced to this herd of heifers or cows. If it hasn't, what features do we actually want for the next generation of bulls in terms of length, in terms of how it will actually pack into meat, the height of the cow, the color as well. You will see we have some light brown bulls, some dark bulls. We have one that we call Mocorino right now, that is a Fleck V, a 50-50. We call it a Magic 50, or Fleck V and a Sahiwal. So that has boosted our production of milk, because Fleck Vs have a lot of milk, but they are not durable in such arid or semi-arid areas. So once that is selected, the bull is selected, the heifer is selected, then now that bull is introduced to these particular heifers. So we would introduce it to a particular boma and allow it to actually allow it to go through the cows, and now in a few months we would have now the calves. Now the calves from there would be separated from birth after it has actually taken in a bit of milk, not too much because it actually causes diarrhea. So we have to keep an eye on it. As long as it's fully separated from the mother is also milked to ensure that there is no mastitis. The first 2 days that milk will actually be given to other small calves that are there, either that have lost their mothers or their mothers cannot produce enough milk for them. So, or that is actually poured out, because now it's a lot of colostrum, it cannot actually be consumed. From there they are marked and they are given some ear markings that are traditional to our clan here. Then after that, after around 7 months, they're actually separated from the herd, and now they can be able to graze on their own. Then after 2 years, 1.5 years now, around 7 months, 9 months there, then we select the bulls that will be the breeding bulls, or the ones that now will be for beef. So these ones have been selected to be breeding bulls, and this is what we have here in this paddock. Behind me you can see our breeding bulls, our Sahiwal breeding bulls, and they are 100% Sahiwal bloodline. So that means they are produced from 100% heifers or cows that are Sahiwals, and introduced to 100% Sahiwal bulls, and these are the product. As you can see, we have various colors. We have very dark red colors, plain red, dark red. We also have some of them that are light red heads, and then the body is very light brown. We also have others that are dark red with a very black or dark red head. So we are going to be able to explore some of them. I know as breeders, we usually choose in terms of what we want to achieve in our journey of breeding. So you may actually have a darker bull and you want a lighter bull that packs more meat and is longer, or you want a bull that is slightly taller so you can improve your heifer's heights, or you actually want to change the color of the bulls and the color of the produce or the livestock that you have. So it depends on your breeding needs within your farm. But right now we have quite a good variety that are up for sale. They're actually 2 years and above, so they are the perfect age to actually now serve the heifers. They have not been introduced to any of our bomas, as they have been produced by the heifers and cows there, so that will cause a lot of inbreeding. But they are quite great quality bulls, especially to improve your herd. Originally, the Sahiwal breed comes from India, and I will just mention a few of the advantages. They are quite resistant to heat, and they are perfect for arid and semi-arid. Secondly, they do not take a lot of supplementary feeds. They are great with dry grass, green grass. As you can see, we have a mix of grass that is actually shooting from the rains that we got a few weeks ago, and we have the dry grass that we wanted to actually cut off as hay, but that plan was interrupted by the small rain that we received. But they're quite resistant to heat, they're resistant to pests, they work very well with pests. They're resistant to diseases, pests as well. You would not find them getting sick a number of times. You do have to have an immunization calendar so that you can immunize against especially foot and mouth, and that is one of the vaccines that you have to give them yearly. But basically after that, they just wonderful animals to keep because they do not need a lot of monitoring, but they're very heavy animals, so they are not suitable for zero grazing. And the reason is because, as you can see, some of these bulls are even 18 months, 26 months, and you can see how much they've actually packed on in terms of weight. And the other one there is a crossbreed. We call him Mocorino, and right now he should be almost a ton or slightly past, but he packs also a lot of meat, so they're not suitable for zero grazing. Even if you do a mix like that of a Fleckvi and a Sahiwal, the Sahiwal genes are very good for meat. Even with crossbreeding, you'll find they still pack a lot of meat. They are not quite good for commercial dairy farms, as they produce medium production of milk. A cow can produce between around 2 liters all the way to 10 liters maximum per milking, and usually they're milked twice. Because they are free-range animals, they'll be milked in the morning and in the evening. The other advantage of Sahiwals is that they produce very good leather. So the skin is actually in very high demand. As you can see, the color, it's a natural cow color, one single color per animal or 2 different shades, which are very beautiful in terms of using leather. The other advantage is that during very dry seasons, in here the area that we're in is arid and semi-arid, so we've had a number of dry seasons that even are prolonged to even 2 years, and they still do survive, but they will survive with the hay that we actually produce on the farm and silage and water. Most of the time we won't add too many supplemental feeding ingredients into their food, as they prefer grazing. So if you are able to do free range, it would be the best for Sahiwals.
The problem we have with most people or most farmers, they will look at the price of a bull. Like, this is too expensive.
Yeah.
But I wanted that notion. That's the main reason AIM Agriculture keeps visiting different farms. Just to bring you what those farms are doing and what they have. Such a bull, to me, I would actually be comfortable if it was auctioned. People would compete for it.
Yes.
The genetics.
Yeah, the genetics is the main thing for any cow and for any breeder, and they're very good genetics.
I was called to visit a farm.
Yes.
It had very huge numbers of livestock.
Yeah.
I was unable actually to go visit the farm. They were willing, like they wanted to pay me, interview, do the whole documentary. I purposely didn't go.
Why?
Because after taking much time to research much about this farm,
yes,
this is what exactly I wanted for my YouTube channel, for my followers. It is not all about numbers.
Yes.
Guys, it is all about genetics. To me as a farmer, if I buy such a bull, I'm sure that whatever I'm actually just going to speed up the duration it will take for my cows to mature. That means I'm cutting on the cost of production. I'm lowering the risk. Eventuality, in the event that there could be a drought, it will find I've already disposed my animals.
Yes.
I think that's what most of us should need to look at as farmers. I heard you mention a little bit about the resistance of the Sahiwals.
Yes.
My main concern, although I'm not into cattle farming, but that's of course somewhere I would love to go into. Just like I'm transitioning from chicken to something, a story of another day. For the cows.
Yes.
These Sahiwals, to be specific. They've been my favorite cows anyway. Yep. Not even the Brahmas, these ones.
These ones.
How is their resistance to the common East African disease called ECF?
They are very resistant, but you also have to ensure that you vaccinate.
Okay.
Yes. You also don't want to take the risk of saying now they're highly resistant that you won't vaccinate, because what happens with highly resistant cows, their symptoms are very simmered down. You would not notice the cow is sick until it's fully blown sick, whereby it's almost being lifted up, being carried, being fed. So when you say that a cow is resistant, yes, it's resistant, but you require to have a vaccination routine. You also have to ensure that whatever cows they're interacting with are also vaccinated, because that is where you would get such diseases. And that's why we really bank on paddocking, because we know exactly what cows have interacted with these bulls. So yes, they're highly resistant, but you also have to take the steps to ensure that you have vaccinations done very well and on time.
Oh.
Yes.
Nice. We're happy, guys. We can't wait to go to the next paddock. There's a lot. Actually, we won't manage to cover everything, but whatever we'll cover, that is what we have for you.
We're going to the next farm. Hiyo lazima tutoke kwa hii shamba tuende shamba ingine.